We're doing it. You get the confetti. All right, you're on the board. Oh my god, the green screen hates that. But there you are. You're in the corner. You did it. You made it. You made it all the way here. Can you believe it? Me neither. Ads during the whiteboard. Oh no, you got added. You got hit by the ad. That explained why no one was excited. Well, you have to subscribe. That's the answer. You got to subscribe. What else can I say? What else can I say? But yeah, MDS Ubuntu. Yeah, there you go. Dang, I know. All right, back to screen share. Yes, we've got a thing. We have a UI. We have a UI. It's right here. It has to do, in progress, and done. It's not very human readable at the moment. This is what my enum looks like. I invented an enum. To be honest, it doesn't have to work like this. Is the stream ending? No, not yet. Not yet. I believe I set the time to be 2 hours, but I can keep going. I can keep going. I'll go until the cows come home, however that works. So let me think here. I want the column to, like, well, I guess there's a human readable name and the enum name. You know what I mean? I guess I could just store the human readable name in the database, but that seems like a bad idea. Wait, what? My timer says you've been live for 1 minute. Oh, did the stream die? Did the stream die? I hope not. It died. Oh, no. Why did it die? Oh. I still see you. Okay. All right. So am I right that if a stream dies, you lose like all the viewers? Like, do they get booted to the Twitch homepage? Or does it just stay on the page while it's figuring itself out? Like, did you have to navigate back here? Oh, you just saw an ad. Okay, well, that's not bad. That's okay. Voice is now delayed. Huh. It shouldn't be. I didn't see any interruption. Okay, well, maybe not then. But yeah, maybe it reset because I said, does the Twitch schedule affect anything? Because I said on the Twitch schedule 2 hours. And maybe that's the issue? I don't know. See, I'm learning Twitch sometimes, and I don't love debugging it, but I guess it's good to know when things fail. It did die. Okay. Yeah, it should. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, if y'all are here, then we're okay. If y'all are here, then we're okay. All right, who cares about the people who didn't refresh? They didn't even care. They weren't even watching, okay? They had it in the background, off in the corner while they were in the kitchen, and they didn't even care enough to turn it back on. All right, we don't care about them. We care about you, the cool people who hit the button, who engaged. And if you hit the refresh button, I think hitting the follow button is like right next to it. Maybe not right next to it in the browser, but it's about the same energy, you know? To take that mouse and move it to the follow button. I don't know. I haven't hit it before. I haven't followed myself, but you could. You could try it for me just to make sure it works. Just to make sure. Just to make sure. Just saying. Okay. So, anyways, we got our stuff. We have our human readable headers, and I think I'm gonna just go real raw with this. So let me think. I could restructure this file to be like just an enum. Now, that's always risky biz, because if you add new properties, they might be out of order or something. But I'll at least keep going with this. So we'll just say to do is one. I'm okay with these names, actually. But I'm going to have a dictionary that converts it to, like, human readable names or something like that. So, yeah, let's just do... Oh, my God! Ah! Oh, no. What? Okay, that happens whenever Veet is using, like, a weird cache number. In the past week, that's what's been happening. So I'm gonna, oh no, hardcode the port to something that's not cursed. Because I think 4321 has the ghost of servers past, and we need to get away from that really quickly. Sheesh. Okay, so the Ben board is back up. Whew. And we probably want something like this. And we can say to do Yeah, and we can say in progress, and here we can say done. You know, that'll be better. Perfect. Okay. And now we should probably style them a little bit. Well, we don't have any cards. So I think all we need to do is just make a really basic grid. And we're hard coding everything right now, which is totally fine. That's how you do an MVP. So what down here, we'll do it. Oh, shoot. I messed up formatting. Up. And then we'll do class. This is going to be, oh, I think it broke. No, it didn't. Good. We'll do grid calls 3, and this is very hard-coded, obviously, but whatever. There you go. Now you have a basic grid. How about that? We'll do like a P4 on that. There we go. Looks like a UI to me. And we're going to render some cards. So we could have some example cards, I guess. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And we can use returning for this. Fun API. So it's going to insert a board, and you can do get to get the first value. Const board equals that. Then down here, we can say await db insert card, and that will also come from AstroDB. And we'll say values like that. Let's go off. Okay. Just I had to wait for that drop. I had to wait for it. Okay, so we got the values. Do the thing. That is a great to do. That's where I always start my day. Okay, so that's going to be the board ID. That should work just fine. Oh, God! Okay, so Copilot wrote the worst Tailwind in the universe, because clearly I didn't write that. But let me see here. So we have type, name, text. Yeah. We have all of this. Yeah. I should probably do some styling on this that's, like, shared. But we'll do Slate 900. Sline 100. And I don't even think it needs to... I don't know. I don't even think it needs to do that much. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be text large. I think it's just going to be regularly sized text. And we don't want bold for the description. That just sounds awful. Let's just do it like this. Okay. Okay. So I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like they're each being wrapped into their own input. What is going on with that? That seems really off. Let me think. What could be going on there? Yeah, why is it doing this? This doesn't seem right to me. What's going on? So we have it like this. We have a BG on this. We have padding on this. And then for whatever reason, these also have... Okay. Let me think. So, very odd, but I know that I can do flex, call, gap 2, and that'll give you something. And we don't really want a BG on this at all. We just want it to be transparent. Transparent. And that should be just fine. Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's much better. Do the thing. Here is a description. And I must have zoomed in a ton. Yeah, I zoomed in a ton for y'all. Yeah, this is what the UI actually looks like. Okay, well, that seems good to me. All right, do the thing. Here is a description. And yeah, this seems like a vibe. Gonzi Pazzo. That's a cool name, by the way. All right. I was waiting. I got raided by Primogen twice, teased once, and no one tried to make me use NeoVim. Okay, they all got upset, but no one redeemed use NeoVim for 5 minutes. So all y'all Primogen heads, get ready, because, I mean, it's time. I don't know what else to say. It's time. It's NeoVim time. It's NeoVim. I hate NeoVim. I absolutely hate it. I never found my groove with NeoVim. I only found my groove with Vim motions. But yep, here we go. Start the clock. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay? So we're going to source pages. Where were we? We were in Slug, I think. Okay, and we don't have prettier. We don't have anything. We're left to our own devices right now. It's awful. Okay. So now we probably want to do text area. Yeah. Okay, well, that is something that it just did. And we don't want that. We just want a text area proper. Oh, God. Oh, I'm so used to VS Code, where I can use Command S to save. I learned my Vim motions, but I have a feeling I have this weird hybrid where I use both, and I'm kind of bad at both. It's not good. Okay. And we do want a text area that resizes with the text. I have no idea how to actually manage that, but we'll just keep it here for now. Okay, so let's think. We have these text areas. We want them to be submittable. And these are also draggable. Should it be on a debounce, or should it be like when you move your cursor to another card, or you hit enter, or something like that we would actually manage this? I don't know. My guess is if you wrap this with the form, you get access to some goodies. So let's just do that. Oh, and I don't have a mini cursor. Yeah, I listened to the Primogen when he said, no, you don't want skinny cursor. I miss skinny cursor. I like that one. Boo. Yeah, I can't even tell what I'm doing because I don't have my skinny cursor. It helps you know if you're in insert mode. It's a good tool. Skill issue. You're doing great at doing bad. It's awesome. Thank you. Also, that's mean. All right. Oh, God. See, I can't tell if I'm in insert mode. Okay. So, yeah, we have a target. That's what this is. Sorry, I actually want to do it like that. My draggable form. And down here, we're going to track it down. I'm going to say at target, and I do not expect language tools to help me. Will it? Well, it kind of did. So we have form, HTML form element, like that. Cool. And then on submit, we do want to actually handle this. So it's like whenever an input is blurred, we want to do something with it. I don't know if it's like when the form is blurred or what, but I am kind of curious if that works. So yeah, actually, I'm not even going to use a target. I'm just going to, and notice I'm using a scroll wheel. I'm sorry, I know. But yeah, with the data action, and this is how you can bind actions with the thing. You actually had T. Yeah, dude, I come prepared. Yeah, I come prepared. It's totally not an empty mug. Okay, good. I didn't say anything. You said something. Okay, my draggable, and then this is gonna be, and this is what is this gonna be? Handle submit. This is what it's gonna be, and then we'll go down here and we'll have handle submit event of some kind. And we're just going to console log the event. Just to make sure it's... dang it. There we go. Okay. So if I blur, it doesn't seem to do the thing. Okay. But what if I blur an input? That's probably what I want. Anyways, I'm using scroll wheels. I know. Get off my back. I'm on my own back, but get off my back. All right. Delete that. Go down here. Oh, no. Like that. And like that. And now we have it on one of these. Okay, yeah, that's what we want. And we probably want to submit the whole form. And this is where you get into weird territory of like, what if it's a half complete form? Like, what if it's an invalid form? Do you want to persist when they just delete the content of the to-do? Like, what do you really want to do? Are you about to challenge Ryan Florence on Twitter? Yeah, I am. At some point when it's done. I looked through the Trellix app and oh my God, there's so much to do a proper challenge. So I don't know when that'll be submitted, but yes. Yes. All right. I need to check a text. Apologies. Yeah. I don't have any text. All right. So we shall continue on, but yeah. Okay. NeoVim done. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, please just let me type. Let me type words, please. Okay, so what's the lowest phi that we can go? Probably just a form submit, and we handle that with a trigger. I think that's going to be better. So screw the blur, screw everything. I'm just going to handle submit. So data action, submit. We're going to go to, and I ran into issues using this, but we're going to see if it works. Okay. And then we'll head down here to our form. And we have our submit event. So we have doing the thing, that. And then if we hit enter, it should submit, but you see it doesn't. Oh, I don't even think we have a form. Oh, we do. We do have a form around all of these. So we have a form with a data action. Weird, right? So it should be submitting. I'll add a button for it, but I don't want to do that. Okay, let's just see what that gives us. Okay. It is a submit event. Okay. So if I'm in here, it also works. The problem is if you do an enter in a text area, it understandably doesn't work. So let me just see if there's a... It's like not that, but it's not a text area. You know how it works? You know, or text wrap. Text wrap for input. That's what I want to do. Wrap text input inside input type text. Like, how can we do that? Using a text area is sometimes not an option because you don't want to allow input of multiple lines of text. Yeah, you just want to wrap a single line of text. They are not the same thing. That is, yeah, but no. Yeah, but I want a text wrap. Yes. Yeah, that's what I want to do. And you don't want to run that snippet. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, you can do word break, break all. Interesting. Yeah. Solution became outdated in Chrome 50. Man, crazy. You cannot use import, but you can use text area. Use text area with wrap soft code and optional the rest of the attributes. Interesting. So, yeah, to limit the amount of text, yeah, to 40 characters, you can do max length. Yeah. How do you restrict the things that you can enter? I'm about to go down a whole rabbit hole, aren't I? Okay. Let's just do an input because text area allows too much and input allows too little. What I want to do is some happy medium where it actually, dang it, where it does something better than that. Okay. And it looks like enter is doing the job, which is exactly what we want. Yeah, how can you say, how can you listen? Oh, I'm going too deep right now, but I'm like, how can you say check when focus leaves a form? Yes, something like this. Well, I fear this approach may have subtle areas. Yeah, register on the form's focus out, not blur, because the latter does not bubble. Oh, register. Yeah, okay, so focus out bubbles. That's kind of what I'm looking for, I guess. Huh. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Element query selector focus to check if the content of the form has focus or not. Oh, wow. This approach completely works fine. That is a clever solution. So here he's selecting anything inside of the form. And if you can't select anything with focus, then that means that focus has left. Now, on-click doesn't work because you do need to listen for tabbing away. But that is a clever approach that we might try to use. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, baby, with the jQuery, let's go. That's sick. All right, so I am curious if this also works. So we're just going to say focus out. We're going to say the same thing for focus out. What does that do? Oh, yeah, I think it works. Okay, so I think focus out is bubbling for... Okay, so yeah, so the related target is where it went to. That's interesting. So would blur also work? I have no idea. But yeah, it looks focus out, bubbles up. That's really interesting. So here we would say like handle focus out. And we would say e event. And we would say if Well, is focus event a thing? It looks like it is. So we could say inside of here, if e.type equals, I think it's focus out. Does that seriously do it? Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Exactly that. That's what I'm looking for. Can you just say e instance of focus event? Question mark. Does that work? Yeah, this form contains related target. Yes. So yeah, event target is missing the types. Everything. Okay, so we're just going to do it like that. We're going to say if not, this form contains the related target, then we do the thing. Or we could say if this form is a focus event and it contains the target, just return. Because that means you change focus within the form. There's probably edge cases to all of this. But, oh, it works. Boy, howdy, does it work. That is cool. That is cool. That is very, very cool. Gotta love HTML, man. Gotta love it. So yeah, you can just check if it's a focus event, and then you can check on that. That is the simplest code I've had to write. That's very cool. Okay, and we also have the form up here, so that way you don't have to select for it. We could probably use blur as well, because blur probably has a related target, question mark? So you could put blur on the inputs instead, but they both seem to work, so let's just continue on. Okay, so now we have that triggering, and also if you hit enter, I believe that will do. Actually, I don't think it's submitting. I don't think submit is firing. I think the other thing is working, but I don't think submit is working. That is a submit if I've ever seen one. So do you need a button for submits to work? For the enter key to be registered? I have no idea. So if we hit submit, it's also a focus event, by the way. That's interesting that we're going to get 2. Okay, why is that? Huh. Okay, but there's no related target. So, oh, but that also makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. If it's an instance of focus event and e.related target instance of node, I don't know, and this form contains it, then we probably want to do something with that. Wow, what? Huh. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is, it's so hard to tell. So we want to turn you away at the door if it's like a focus event and it's null. It's so confusing. What do I want to do? So, and we could say, this is about to get real confusing. I knew this would happen. Focus is such a trap. You've heard of focus traps, but focus is a trap. It's a literal hole of just crap that you have to think about. Wait, I think we want this. I think we want this. Right? I think? I don't even have my parentheses right anymore. Jesus. Ungodly code right there. Okay, that works. Jesus. And yeah, it looks like you do have to have a button in order for it to work. How do you fix this error in the seed file module? Yeah, not again. Okay, start your dev server. Start your dev server. Start it right now. I know you didn't read the docs. I know you didn't start that dev server. Start it right now. And then it should work. Because it is a generated type based on your configuration file. There you go. I've never been asked that question, if you couldn't tell. Generated types, man. People be like that. It's tough. Okay, so if I put hidden on this, can I get away with it? Because it looks like you can't have a form that submits unless you have a button. Because if I remove this button, it no longer submits on enter. Wild, right? The browser is weird. I don't know what to think about that. So what does say button hidden? I think we could just do that. Yeah, we can. That's really weird. But, okay, browsers are cool. I'm just gonna go with it. So yeah, now also if you like leave the focus of the form, it'll also submit. Or it will intend to submit. Okay. So we're gonna go down here. E.prevent default, right? And then we're gonna console log the E. Now I ran into issues with this where it's submitted anyways. Does it still do that? Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so that works. Yeah, it was just a one-off issue I ran into. I'm glad I don't run into that right now. All right, so we got our prevent default. We have our E. And then we want to, I don't know. We have the E. Now we want to, we want to submit this. We want to submit it to a JSON endpoint, and we want to handle it like men. We're not using HTMX because we're not actually re-rendering anything. We're just doing optimistic updates and persisting in the database whenever necessary. So yeah, we'll just do JSON. Ideally, you would have a server action here, but we just don't have that. So we'll just say card.astro, something like that. And let me think. Because we do want to access... Oh yeah, higher love. This one's good. Get ready. Get ready for this one. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. It's a bop. It's a bop. Okay, so go crazy. Soul chops. Love soul chops. All right, let me see here. So we're just going to do like a form post. We have hidden inputs right now for the card ID. We could also have a hidden input for the form ID, or we could just put them as data attributes and meld. Will it blend? Something like that. I don't know. But we could just pass in an action, right? And this is like data action, but actually, we'll say just action. And we'll do this with routes, because that's probably the better way to do it. So we'll go to API/board, and then we'll do board ID, board.id. I think we have that. Yeah. So we could go to board ID, card ID, and that would just update. Or something like that if we want to be totally complete about it. I think that'll work fine. And then we don't need the ID anymore. All we need is the name and the description. Pretty good. And then down here, we can just submit it to wherever that form is trying to go. So we can just say await fetch this.form.action. Boom. Love the browser like that. So we just say method patch. Yeah, exactly. And we're going to pass in headers for JSON. Yeah, perfect. Ah, yeah, REST. Love me some REST. Yeah, that's good. And then over here, instead of this API route, we're going to change this to board/card/card. This feels like a Java class name at this point. Look at that. I'm trying to be thorough, but maybe I don't need to do it like this. I have no idea. But now that we have the route, we're just going to say patch API route? Question mark? Okay, so, oh, this is actually just going to be a TS file. Just so we can handle this as JSON. So we'll say API route, and over here, and we'll hide that file tree. We don't need it. We'll say that's a patch, and we're going to import the board and the card from the context params. And we'll say if not board or not card, and we'll do something like that. No, I never know if I should use number or parse int. I never know. But we'll do it like this. Is nan board ID or is nan card ID? Invalid board or card ID done. Okay, and now we have our stuff. It's nicer to use API params than it is to use frickin' form data, if you can avoid it. That's just my opinion. Okay, so, and we also have our form. Remember, we use simple form for those. So we'll say card patch. is equal to create form. Yes. And it's going to have a name, which is zstring. Zstring. And we don't need, well, maybe. And we can also do, description, z optional string. I don't think we want a max on that. And let me read your question. Yeah, 10 to the E is a number. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're right. If you put in the letter E, it parses. I've run into that before. It's really weird. But, you know, c'est la vie. Let's do it like that. Oh no, you can't do it. Okay, I was trying to hack the isnan. I was trying to hack it. I mean, it's scientific notation. Exactly, sir. Okay, been trying to understand how Astro is different from the rest based on watching you. If you need refresh, Astro is rendering this on the back end and you basically don't need to write logic twice for the front end. Is that right? Yeah, that's true. So if you're rendering this on the back end, I mean, yeah, the way we're holding it right now, especially on the board page, all we're doing is when you submit a form, it re-renders the page with a nice transition effect. So you don't have to do much with it. Like I'm on this page, right? You see how it's just kind of re-rendering and it's looking real nice? You don't have to do any magic CSS or invalidating client server. It just does a beautiful little fade and you can customize it with whatever CSS you want. And it's just a back-end endpoint. So you don't need to write a front end that hydrates and duplicates all the code from the back end. You can do that if you want, but you don't have to. It's much simpler as a baseline. So you're freer to try other ideas. That's what I like. Send me the link where you buy the green background? What? What green background? I actually don't know what you're talking about. But I did buy a foldable green screen, if that's what you're after. All right, there I go. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming by. Need to stay hydrated. I've got my big jug right here. It parses the entire of the string, so we'll accept things like that and only parse the 120. Yeah, seems like number is technically more strict, but yeah, they have different use cases. That's really helpful thinking about E in scientific notation. Like, that is interesting. I've never considered it like that. That makes sense. So we can also use Zod to parse this just to make it easier. Like, that would probably make more sense. So we could just say the number. And we can just parse it. You know what I mean? You could do it like that. Yeah, and data is going to be one sort of thing. Yeah, I should probably I've never used Zod for query parameters, but I totally should. It makes a ton of sense. So, let's see here. Let's just do it like this. Params. And we'll just do z object. Okay. And we'll do a safe parse around context.params. Yeah. Something like that. And then we'll just say board. No, yeah. We'll say both of those are numbers. And we'll say if not param. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, this is a much better parse. This is actually what you want to do. Okay. And then we're just gonna... Whoa. So what is this doing? Sheesh. Yeah, so these are the params. This works fine. And then we want to parse the form data. So we could say form data is equal to context locals form dot get data. There we go. That's all you got to do. And then if not form data, yeah, we could just say invalid. Done. If not form data or form data dot field errors. That means you didn't pass a form or there are errors in the form. Oh, whoops. Because it can technically be asynchronous. This is what you want to do. And now we can play with the data safely. I know that's a lot of checking, a lot of pre-flight checks, but it does work. So we'll stick with it. The DB interface on the Astro DB module, or how can that be imported? I'm not able to find ID. What do you mean the DB interface? Is this the second question again? Dude, start your dev server. Start it. Stop. Please. That's how you get the DB type. You need to start your dev server. It's generated. You're okay, man. You're totally good with your Russian English. Yes, no problem. But were you actually asking about the green screen? I did it. You're not getting types on the AstroDB module? Well, I'm out of ideas, okay? Because it's supposed to work. It's supposed to work. If you're able to minimally reproduce it, definitely file an issue on the Astro Discord. But I don't think there's anything else to do. As long as you start your dev server. I don't know what code you're writing right now, but I assume you're just trying to say import db from astro:/db, because this type should work. And if it doesn't, you can hit your developer tools. If you're using VS Code, you can hit Command-Shift-P on your dev tools, and you can restart the dev server. So if you just say restart TS server, that might be a way to just reset everything. Or you can quit your editor and restart it. It's necessary sometimes to restart your editor. Sometimes. But you're totally good to restart your editor if that helps. It's a shame that that happens. Just VS Code, sometimes it doesn't line up. Sometimes it doesn't line up. Totally not a you thing. It's sadly a tooling thing, and we should work on it. Yeah, or Control-Shift-P if you're on a lesser machine. You know, if you're on one of those old Rust buckets, you can totally do that. Exactly. Name, description. Actually, who cares? So now let's do a patch. Let's do a patch. Oh wait, DB, and we could probably do an upsert sort of thing, because that's what patches are about. So we can update the card. Well, we do need no. We just update the card, and it will tell you foreign key constraints. Oh, we didn't actually set a. Did we set a foreign key? Big question. Okay, we did. We set a foreign key very early on. Good for us. Okay, but yeah, look at me importing from Astro. Yep. Oh my god. Okay, so now we're gonna update the card dot set. Wait, what's the syntax for this? Okay, yeah, it's set values. That makes sense. So we're gonna update the card. We just need to set it like that-ish. Yes. So we have form data. It's going to be dot data, unfortunately. I feel energy. Okay. So apparently description does not exist. That's weird. It does exist. What? Okay, it's on data. Oh. I'm literally just forgetting what I just said. Okay, so we can say equals. Come on. Oh, okay. That actually makes sense. So we'll say eq. There we go. And we're going to say these two are equal. Card dot ID. I can't remember. Params dot data dot card. And I think if you put I think you need an and. I think you need an and on this. And also, why is this not working? Yeah, it can't be a type. What the heck? No. Okay, you can also put an and. Or can you chain them? No, you can't. You can't chain them. Dang it. All right. So we're going to say and. That comes from there. And we can also say... there we go. Okay, so those are two equal signs. Equals again. And we'll say board.id. Sorry, card.boardID. Params.data.board. Yes, that's a lot of SQL, but it should work. Ooh, I'm exhausted from all the parsing. When you go client to server and back again, this is why server actions do help. Because you don't have to think about parsing out forms necessarily. Well, okay, you do. You really do have to think about type safety with parsing forms in a form action. It really doesn't save you from writing this code. But it does save you from writing other code, I guess. Okay, so we do a safe parse on that. If not successful, blah. If not that, invalid form data, blah. And that's it. I don't think you have to do any of that. So we're going to update the card. We're going to set some properties and where that works. And this should tell you which thing updated. It's possible it didn't update any of them. And if that happens, I probably want to return an error code. If res dot... Oh, I don't think this actually works in our adapter, so I think I know about this. If rows affected... Yeah. Is less than 1. Okay. If it is 0, then we'll just do a 404. Yeah, that sounds good. Yep. And we're going to do a JSON stringify. Yeah, we'll do a 204, actually. I don't think it matters. As long as it just kind of works. So that should do. And I don't think you can return objects. I think you have to... I think you got to return it as some other thing. So we do want a body. I don't know how we want to parse it necessarily. I haven't really been thinking about it, to be honest. But let me think about it now. So we do want to send a body, yada yada. Let me grab that. Okay. And then we're going to say... this is how I typically do it. Success, false, errors, something like that. Or message or something to indicate what went wrong. And that's kind of it. Is that right? Yeah, that'll probably work. This is, again, where a server action would have a much easier way to handle error states. So I do want to think about that. Yeah. Yeah, missing form data or something like that. Yeah, that's an error code. We don't really care about those. But yeah, this is the last one. New response. And you always want it to be parsable. So we'll say JSON, stringify, success, false, and then message card not found. Yeah, I'm just going to reformat this whole thing. Status 404. Okay, this should do. Cool. Sheesh. All right, we're done. We're done with that. Okay, so if we go to the Ben board, we do have some cards. And if we ever want to edit it, then we can call this patch endpoint right here. That was exhausting. I wish this was a server action because that is a lot of code for something that is very simple. It's true. We have ways to go before we really find our groove with JSON things. Well, we can totally just go off of the status here. Actually, not that. I think you can just say, okay. If not okay, failed to update card. To do toast, right? And this is going to be in the background. We don't really care about it. And yeah, that's it. There we go. Yeah, and that's just going to update in the background. It's going to do its thing. We don't really care about when it comes back to us, but we probably want to abort the fetch if you like delete it or something. So there are things to think about. But if you don't want to think about it, that's totally fine. And now if we just tab, okay, so we get a 400 bad request, and it's probably well formatted, which is good. So we have board 1, card 1. That is well formatted, I think. We got a 400, which means that the endpoint was hit, and it told us something bad. So now all we have to do is check out that patch and look at our response. Says false, invalid board or card ID. Well, that's a shame. Okay, so we pass down the board and the card. They're both numbers, clearly. It's not an issue. Maybe we named our parameters wrong or something? I'm really not sure. Because, yeah, we have board, card. We're parsing those as numbers. Oh, okay. We probably want to coerce into a number, right? I think you want to coerce it. You just want to say, maybe you want to be a number today. Maybe you want to be a number. Do you want to be a number? Think about it. Maybe you want to be a number today. I'm pretty sure that'll work. Yeah, I think it worked. No, it didn't. Okay. Boo. Boo. So there were no errors. It just didn't seem to update anything. We're saying where the board is that and the card is that. Does the column definition support GUIDs? You can't. So GUIDs are not a thing in SQLite. You could have a text ID, and you could manually create a GUID and pass it whenever you insert or update. You can do that, but you can't generate a GUID at the database level. We could add a plugin to insert that. We actually researched it a little bit. So maybe someday, but at the moment you would do it from your business logic. Okay, I don't get this. What am I doing wrong? I don't know. Well, if you go to the Ben board, I'm not sure what would... Well, I haven't pushed up much of this code, so you might be missing some things. I'm happy to push up what I have. Because, yep. I don't actually do enough right now in that code. All right. Feat DB, better card, seating, and index. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm pushing this up. And you found the repo. Good job, people. Just finding my repos. But yeah, you can follow along, totally. GitHub.com, BeonsDev, Astro Trello. That should be it. I totally guessed that URL. Did I get it right? I did. Nice. Okay. So yeah, for whatever reason, it's doing something. Okay, so it's still a bad request, which is dumb. Why is that a bad request? It's not a... Okay, so coerce probably doesn't do what we want. Missing form data. Oh. Well, that's true. Okay, so this is why we have errors, I guess. So if we look at this, it's not actually passing any data, which is bad. So going back to the card on the page, we fetch the form action, we say a patch. Body would just be new form data. This form, that's it. And this is saying we want JSON back. That's not saying we... I've never understood the content type, by the way. I thought content type meant this is what I want to receive, not this is what I'm sending. So like, I'm sending you form data, send me back JSON. That's what this means to me. But I've also used it where you use the content type to say what you are sending. So here I'm saying I want to send form data, but I want the content type that I get back to be something else. Am I right about what content type does? Is it saying what I'm sending or what I want to receive? Because those are two different things. I never understood that. Okay, we still get a bad request. God dang it. We're going to fight this API until it's working. Missing form data. No, it's not. Okay, I'm wondering if the heading is breaking this. So let's go ahead and just do it like that. Content type equals sending except is receiving. Okay. Interesting. That makes sense. All right. Well, thank you for that. That's really helpful. And that probably explains at least some of our issues. But now we're sending a body. We're sending a body. It's body init. It's a form data. We're using this.form, so it should be working. Yeah, this should totally work. Oh, are we not actually binding it? No, we are. We have a form. It's right there. We're going to this form action. Form data, this form. This is just like intercepting the fetch and doing it differently, which works totally fine, I thought. All right, we'll take a look. I know, but you don't have to set that heading. Oh, that's stupid. You shouldn't have to set the heading yourself. If you do form data, it should generate that. And my library should check for it correctly. It should check for it. There's potentially a bug, but I don't know. There shouldn't be a bug. So we have missing form data. If it's just saying there was no form request, that's what it means. I never use fetch. Yeah, all my homies don't use fetch. Okay. So it's looking at the request. context.request.headers. Oh no. .get content type. Like what is that? Do we get any server logs? Yeah, we do. We get multi-part / form data, which should work. I know I've seen this crazy line before, but my code should check for that. I guess it doesn't. I'll totally add this just to be sure. But yeah, I think my library doesn't check for that crazy form data format. So now I have to go back and I have to do it myself. That sucks a lot. Fine. Content type. Yeah, we'll just do it like that. Why is this a multi-part? I don't know. I don't know these headers. I just want a form. I don't know. I would love to know why it's called that. Okay, now it's just being annoying. Now it's just not working. This is stupid. So for whatever reason, oh, I think it has to be a post request, come to think of it. We don't support patch. Yeah, we don't support patch in my library. I think I just support post. I should change that. I'll change it for now, but that's a good note to self. I think the issue is that I'm using patch. I know that's what I'm supposed to use, so I'm going to make a fix. But for now, I'll just change it to this. And this should work, I think. It should at least resolve this error. We might run into a new error. I think it worked. It worked! Yay! All right, well, there we go. I just wrote a bad library that only works for post requests because I've never done a patch with this thing. But you can see I have this cool utility that lets you like define a form, parse the form. If there's not a form, it's not in the request. If there's field errors, whatever. And it checks everything for you correctly. You don't have to check headers. You don't have to check methods. But it only works for post. I need to work on that. I need to work on that. I feel like it doesn't have to check if it's method post. I think it can just check if there's a content type and a body. Who cares about the method? Who cares? That's a good note to self. I probably don't need what I'm using right now. Probably don't need it. But yeah, that's pretty cool, right? I mean, this is more complicated than I'd like it to be, but that's how it works when you're using raw APIs, I suppose. So I'm pretty sure if I just like modify this, hello world, and I tab away, now I'm gonna like refresh the page. And yeah, it's saved. Nice. Now what if I tab away and instantly refresh? That works too. Okay, it's not gonna kill it when it's mid-flight or anything. So that's cool. Feat add updates. 2 cards. It's funny that I implemented update before we implemented a new card. We probably want one of those. Oh yeah, that's our inspector. Let me double check if we're still good on time. We have a really weird Verizon charge that's totally spam. Well, I'm probably going to stop in a good like 5-10 minutes just because it's not healthy to do this long. 3 hours is my limit. Primogen probably goes longer, but nah, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do it to you. Okay, and it looks like dragability still works. The problem is it's also clickable. So like, how do you do that? How do you have inputs that you can also drag around? It just feels very strange to me. But we should be able to like let you drag from column to column and it works. It's going to take some effort. It's going to take some effort. But I think we can get dragging working. I think what we need is new card. I think we need the add button and a new card. And that should be like where we're leaving off. I don't know how long it'll take me to implement, but hopefully it's pretty quick. You did great. You're so freaking enthusiastic and encouraging. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Okay, so we want a button. We want a button. And we want that button to submit a form. And we want it to just insert a new entry. I think it'll just insert an empty card. Now, how that works, I don't really know. I guess it would just insert an empty card and it would linger there. I don't think that's a big deal because names aren't unique or anything. So yeah, we can just have an add button. We can just keep it simple. And we can make it a plus icon. Here's where we dig into iconography. Okay. So I'm a fan of MingCute. This is a very sort of chubby icon library. Look at that chubby plus. There's a big plus icon. We could also go a little bit smaller. That's a good one. I like MingCute. But yeah, I'm going to copy an SVG snippet, and I'm going to paste it in my icons folder. This isn't an Astro Core feature, but it's made by an Astro Core member, so it's pretty close. We'll go to icons, and we'll say add.svg, right? And we'll just paste it in. There we go. So you can window shop for whatever icons you want and just put them in an icons folder. And now you can use them. Now you do need a integratione for this to work. Astro add, Astro icon. But if you just run this little command, suddenly you will have icon support in your app. Like magic. Once it installs dependencies. Because we JavaScript people have to install everything that we use, okay? Just let it happen. Okay. Now, there's an icon component for me to go do this. So if I say icon, come on. I can't remember. I think if I import this from Astro icon / components, it'll work. Astro icon / components. Okay, so I'm restarting that dev extension. I'm restarting it. Come on. Give me something. Oh, God. Turbulence. Initializing JavaScript features, bleep blorp. Okay, now we have an icon. Whew. Okay, and now it should expect a name, and that will just be add. There we go. I don't see a button. Okay, connection refused because we restarted it on a different port. Right now I'm hard coding ports. Just let me live. Let them cook. Let them cook. All right. Let's see those big old plus icons. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Yeah, love iconography, man. Love it. Okay. So now we want to make these nice and clickable. So we'll probably do class BG. Sorry, we'll use dark mode BG slate 900. And we're going to put a little bit of padding. PX4, PY2, flex, justify, center, something like that. That's a vibe. All right, and it should be the full width. So what is a column without flex column? You know, that makes a lot more sense. There we go. So now we have a beautiful add button. We probably don't need any Y padding, to be fair. And then we'll do rounded. And that'll be okay, I'm wrong. Definitely a PY2 sort of situation. Okay. So now, if we hit this button, it doesn't do anything. Because we need it to trigger a event of some kind. We will go ahead and do that. Yeah. You should A/B test the fat ones. I want to see the fat one. Okay. Okay, fine. Well, it's as easy as copying a new SVG, so let's go ahead and do that. So inside of here, we'll edit our ad and stop previewing it. I need to disable that. Close. All right, paste. All right, big ad. Is that big ad? Okay, I ran into this where Astro Icon is on the fritz. And for whatever reason, it just doesn't seem to refresh correctly. There we go. What do we feel about big old button? To me, this looks like a medical icon. This looks like first aid because it's so large. I would probably stick with the original that we had. Because of that. Not because I don't like chubby icons. I love me some chubby icons. But I don't think that's what we want. Yeah, it's not the vibe I was hoping for. Well, we can always change the vibe. We can always bring the vibe. You can make vibes work as long as you bring it. We just didn't bring it this time. Okay, so we want to have a button with an action. This is where you have to bind up a heckin' custom element. But also, yeah, let me think about how I want to do this. So I'll probably just make this like a column. So instead of that, we'll say my column. There you go. And I hate how this closing brace doesn't auto rename for some reason. I still haven't figured out why. It might be a JSX thing. Class my column extends HTML element. Yeah, that sounds good. And then we'll say an action, which is going to be add card. That's the semantic name. This is going to console log add card. That's totally fine. And in here, now we have access to that. So we will say data action, my column. Well, whenever you click it, go into my column, add card, boom. Just to make sure that that works. Yeah, baby. Now we probably want, okay, so this is where having to use post is a problem because we would use patch and post to make this work, but we unfortunately can't. So that's all right. We're going to go over here. We have card. We can also have an index route. And this is going to have our thing. So we'll say export const post API route async context. And we'll say we're just going to insert a new card, right? So params equals z object board z number. Once again, similar things to what we've done before. Dot save parse context params. If not, parse success, invalid board ID. That seems like a vibe. And then we're going to, well, we don't even have data, do we? We're just inserting a form. So we're just await db dot insert card values, and that's it. Okay. I definitely need to get off right now. I have a feeling because I've been streaming for too long. So bear with me here. We're going to return a new response. Null 201. I don't know if those status codes are right, but I trust them. And now let's just see if this works. And if it does, that's the end of our stream. So we'll make it async. We'll say await fetch. We'll fetch from something like that. And we don't have the board ID. That kind of sucks. What can we do? I don't know what we can do about that. Well, we could put it on the column. Oh, it has to know the column that it's for. Oh, this is going to be too complicated to do for y'all. It's going to be too complicated. We're getting there, okay? We're getting there. So next time, we're going to figure out how to do cards. I actually do have a plan to stream early morning Saturday because I rescheduled today's so the European people couldn't join. And I felt kind of bad about it. So if you want to join me on Saturday, you can. Otherwise, I stream during the week. So if you drop a follow, you will find me for sure. We'll say depths astro icon, and then feet insert button, and we're going to call it next time. Thanks, amazing person. You're very nice. Was fun. I'm glad, okay? I like bringing people in here. And Primishin, super freaking thank you. I know you're gone, but thank you for raiding me. Bringing all these lovelies to the yard that we've never met before. And yeah, if you liked it, chill vibe. Yeah, good dev work. I appreciate it. Yeah, we keep it. I was trying to match the Primishin vibe when you raided, but I'm like, I'm usually at this level that I'm at right now. Thank you. Okay, so let me go ahead and raid Cassidy right now. Cassidy is another chill streamer if you don't know about good web development. It's a good level. Thank you, sir. Well, drop a follow. I'm live every week. And I also do Twitter stuff. I'll at least plug that. If you don't know, I do a lot of video explainers on popular web development concepts. So go follow me over there. I have a lot of whiteboard explainers. 1 minute for a bunch of popular topics like Tailwind. So if that's your thing, if you like what's going on here, I've got a lot of content for you, okay? I'm a content creator. I'm honestly not much of a streamer, but I'm glad this worked out for y'all. So yeah, drop a follow on that Twitter if you want to. Otherwise, I'll see you around. I'll see you around the interwebs. Oh, I hit the wrong username. There we go. All right. Well, we had a lot of people. We still had a lot of people. Holy crap.